to our next panel discussion. This one is generously sponsored by Coforge and is titled Moving Beyond the Mommy Track. So, the challenge of women returning to work after a career break, particularly due to maternity, is very significant. Being mommy tracked is one of the worst to happen, preventing women from achieving career progression. So, upon returning from maternity leave, they're often treated differently, and are assigned with lesser responsibilities due to the misconception that they prioritize family over work and hence cannot perform effectively at work. While prioritizing family is not a bad thing, the impact that it has on a woman's career and penalizing them for becoming mothers is a critical issue that requires immediate attention, and that is what our panel is going to address today. Our panelists are Pooja Sharma, Divisional Manager, TA Coforge, Pooja Singh, Human Capital Senior Generalist at TTEC, and Sethulekshmi Rajagopal, Talent Acquisition at Capco Technologies. So, we will be moderated by Anju Ji Parvathy, who's Vice President of Research and Solutions here at Avtar. Pooja Singh is an accomplished HR professional with over 15 years of experience driving business growth through strategic people management. She has a proven track record of fostering positive work cultures, developing high performing teams, and delivering impactful HR initiatives. As a seasoned people and culture business partner, she's had the privilege of working closely with senior leaders, teams, and individuals to drive business outcomes, enhance employee experience, and promote a culture of inclusivity and excellence. Beyond her professional pursuits, she's a passionate traveler, explorer, and cook. And as a dedicated mother to her 11-year-old son, she's committed to balancing her personal and professional life while continuously learning, growing, and making meaningful connections. Looking forward to hearing you, Pooja. Pooja Sharma is a dedicated professional with a deep rooted passion for talent acquisition, recruiting, workforce planning, stakeholder management, data driven approach for hiring, motivational leadership, and so on. Over the past 17 plus years, she's orchestrated dynamic strategies that have driven business growth by aligning talent with strategic goals. Welcome, Pooja, and thank you for being here today. Sethulekshmi Rajagopalan has 14 plus years of experience in talent acquisition, specializing in client engagement, stakeholder management, sourcing, recruitment, and team management. She's handled multiple end to end recruitment engagements for lateral and leadership roles across industries such as IT, ITES, BFSI domain, and also setting up global captive centers. So at Capco, she leads the consulting hiring for banking clients. She holds a master's degree in business administration from the School of Communication and Management Studies, Cochin. And thank you for being here today. And on to our moderator, Anju. Anjuji Parvati is a CBSE national topper and a computer science engineer from BITS Pilani. Anju leads research based solutioning at Avtar, working across the length and breadth of DEI metrics for companies. Anju and her team produce several strategic insights for corporate India. So she leads corporate India's largest diversity analytics exercises, Working Mother and Avtar's 100 Best Companies for Women in India, and Avtar's Most Inclusive Companies Index. So, in her career spanning 13 years, she's co authored several papers on diversity, equity, and inclusion that have been published in journals of national and international repute. So, thank you, Anju, for being here. And over to her. She will take the session forward.
Thank you so much, Mitra, for that very warm introduction and context setting. It's a pleasure to host this panel for our audience today. Welcome to the panel, Pooja Singh, Pooja Sharma, and Sethu. In the pre-panel huddle, we debated on, we have two Poojas on the panel, so how are we going to manage the names? But I guess that's going to be an interesting run we are going to have over the next 45 minutes or so. The theme that we have today, so beautifully illustrated by Mitra as well, is something that I'm sure a large part of our audience is keen to hear your valuable insights on moving beyond the mommy track. So when we hear the term mommy track, one of the imageries that immediately comes to my head is this picture that went viral when Anand Mahindra tweeted it a few years back. So that's, I'm going to just help. I'm sure our speakers have seen that picture as well, just to help our audience visualize it. It shows how people towards their leadership aspirations. There are different people on different tracks. It's imagine an athletic running race car track that's out there. But the race and the barriers look very different, for women and men. So that's the illustration. And very specifically in the context of mothers, there are a lot of responsibilities, and that track clearly shows things which are related to the three C's: cooking, cleaning, and caring, a big part of what motherhood is. Right. So that is the imagery that came to my mind when I heard, okay, that this is the theme that we're going to speak about today. So, given that there are those differences that exist in the kind of tracks, paths that we follow in the pursuit of our leadership aspirations, our full potential aspiration, I think it's going to be important to unpack a little bit each of your journeys in terms of how motherhood impacted your journeys, and how you have ensured that it's an integrated pursuit that you follow, moving beyond typically what is relegated as mommy track. Right. So, my first question, and I'm going to request each of your opening remarks on this particular aspect. This is around the theme of motherhood guilt. I think as mothers, that's something that we have dealt with in varying degrees at those relevant stages in our lives. And I think something that we combat every single day. So, how can women engage with the motherhood guilt aspect when they want to pursue their careers very intentionally and not be relegated to the mommy track? That's my first question to all of you. As an opening remark, I'm going to request Pooja Singh to share her thoughts first, and then I would
Sure,
request
sure.
Sethu and Pooja also to respond to it. Over to you, Pooja Singh.
Thank you, Anju. And I would like to thank all of you to give us this platform to talk about our favorite subject, being mothers. I'm a proud mother. And I'm also proud of the fact that I have maintained my approach towards my career, how I really wanted to grow. So that guilt is always there. At the beginning you don't even want to kind of you have a dilemma of how you really want to progress now. You really want to stick to that motherhood, being with your baby, because when you go to work you always have at the back of your mind a lot of things which make you realize, okay, that's there, the guilt is there, the baby is so small. But then realizing your goals and reassessing what you really want to do in life is very important, I guess. So first of all, you should actually, give a thought to what you want in life. So being a mother doesn't shouldn't, make you stop thinking about your career goals. At the same time, vice versa, focusing on your career goals should not make you feel that you are a bad mother. So it is a balanced thinking of both the things. So you have to first set your priorities right and set your mindset right at that point in time. And the most important thing which helps you to do that is seeking support at that time. Very, very important. Going back to your people, your friends, your family, talking to them about how it feels, talking to them about how you want to progress in life, making sure you're not disturbing your professional as well as your motherhood. So I think doing that is a gradual process. And if everybody supports you well and you do not disturb your goals and your mindset, I think that is one way you kind of keep that guilt a little apart.
Beautifully
So
said, Pooja. Thank you. I think the big takeaway is that reach out for support. Right? So the fact that you're not in it alone, very endearing point. Over to you, Pooja Sharma, to take this question.
Sure. Thank you so much, Anju. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to be part of this, topic. I think um, It's a rare opportunity, when we can actually talk to the people who have undergone or are undergoing through this phase. Um, I think we all have our own experiences. I am a mother of two kids. One is a teenager now, and the other is now studying in class sixth. However, they have undergone through, when they were born, and I was also a working mother at that time as well. I think we all have experienced a similar sort of difficulties we have come over. And I think I'm glad that I chose to continue my career. And I personally believe that transition back to work after maternity leave can be difficult. Um we have been out of our daily work routine, for months. And then, we have to juggle up the office pressure with our new home life. Uh, but I think it is important. And I will not deny that our priorities get changed, our concerns get changed. We experience a new sense of responsibilities, and we don't want to leave them. We want to continue having those, taking over those responsibility. At the same time, I think it's important that our career continues. We should not put a stoppage to that. There is a saying that the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. I think I strongly believe in that. Also, I just want to just say that I don't think so. Our kids need a perfect mother. They need someone who's happy. Uh, I think, when I ask my kids, what do they remember when they were young? They tell me about the time that I've spent with them. I think the quality time. So I think the hours doesn't matter. The quality time that you spend with your kid really, really matter. So it is important that you should be happy from the core, and not just, it should not be that you should sound frustrated. Whatever limited time you spend with kids, I think it should be a quality time. At the same time, it is important that, like I said before, the career is an integral part of our, as a female, I think it is very, very important. We feel happy, we feel independent, and I think that's very, very important, that, we should choose to continue our career, and we should not break that. So that's all from my end, Anju.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Pooja Sharma. I think the imperfect perfection that you talked about, right? It's not that quality time is what matters, and let's stop beating ourselves up because we didn't spend X hours of time with the children. Great takeaway there. Sethu, I come to you with a little spin on that question. Okay, so this, when we engage with motherhood guilt, and considering when they women integrate back to work post maternity, they also spend a lot of time, even if they're working from home or working flexibly, they spend a lot of time with their peers, with their teams at office, basically, right? So, what do you think from an organization standpoint? How can an empathetic approach be taken to engage positively, to help women engage positively with this guilt, Sidhu? I'm going to ask you to, take both, and yeah, over to you.
Thank you, Anju. Thank you for this wonderful platform, and good afternoon, one and all here. And thanks, Mitra, for a wonderful introduction. I think I understand that all of us have gone through this journey, but it's just that the journey is very different for all of us. And one thing I feel that when you become a mother, all of us automatically have a feeling that we need to be a super mom. I think that's a societal pressure to an extent as well. But at the end of the day, there's, like Pooja Singh has mentioned, there's nothing like a good mother or a bad mother. You are a mother. That is more important for all of us. And I can see that sense of happiness in all of us there. Very, very important for all of us to do that is to seek support. There's nothing stopping us from asking support. And that support, be it from the organization, be it from your family support, will give you a better balance and a better mental peace of time as well. And very, very important for us to prioritize, because when you become a mother, I think automatically you are good at multitasking. That will help you to juggle a lot of things, but it's just that you need to prioritize things and have a balanced boundaries, which will help you to go through this journey very beautifully. Going back to your question as to what is the support you need from an organization perspective, just going back to the point itself, I think talking to your peers who have gone through this journey is going to really help us, because they will be able to help you, guide you, and help understand your problems much better than someone else who has not gone through this journey. So I always feel from an organization perspective, it is very important for organization also to have a forum for returning mothers, not for any reason, but just to connect with each other, talk about their problems, and understand what you can do to tackle these situations. This would really help. And I think the peers and your work peers can be one set of people who can help you and guide you from that perspective, because their journey from a professional standpoint could be similar to what you're actually going through. That's my take on that, Anju.
Great point. Thank you, Sethu, for adding that element. Support groups, right? Networks that can drive. What are your thoughts, Pooja Singh and Pooja Sharma, on the kind of empathetic approach that your organizations have taken in terms of, engaging with mothers who are coming back post maternity leave? Over to you, Pooja Singh.
Yeah, so I think that is a very important aspect. So in our organization, this is one beautiful thing we have done. We have Women in Leadership Forum. So all the women who have been leaders for a specific tenure, they group up together. We engage in activities. We encourage the other women to pursue with their career goals. And in an effort to do that, we also ensure that we create such an environment for all the young mothers and others who are mothers, and they kind of sometimes change their mind and want to focus 100% on their personal life just because the guilt they have or the family pressures they have. So when we went through motherhood, I have an 11-year-old son, by the way. So when we went through motherhood, there was a sense of empathy that we felt for ourselves. During that phase, we realized maybe we are in our own shoes, nobody else can be. So the kind of feeling we had for ourselves when we look at the other young mothers, we automatically want to transfer the empathy to them. And that's how we have created that group to enable and support the young mothers and, kind of advise them, support them, give flexibility to them, help them in any way we can. So, yeah, that's the kind of environment we want to give to the young women, young mothers at our organization.
Thank you, Pooja. I think that's the power of lived experience, even when the experience varies from one individual to the other, right? So thank you so much for adding that. Over to you, Pooja Sharma, on the empathetic approach of your organization.
Right. So I think the best part at Coforge is that they have a crèche, okay, but we don't call it a crèche. We call it a cradle. And why do we call it a cradle? Because it is just not a crèche, but it also has a program which you don't have to send your kids to school, the nursery and the KG classes. In Coforge itself, that cradle has trained teachers and also gives you a certification that your kid has completed these 2 classes at Coforge. So I think up to 6 years age, a mother or a father in our organization can relax, can bring their kids to the office, can go in between the office hours to see them. I think mentally, see, physical wellness is important, but mentally also you should be satisfied, you should be happy, you should be able to see your kid, uh, because somewhere back of your mind you have that guilt as well. But I think this kind of service provided at Coforge has really helped the young parents who could supervise, see their kids, bring them to office, and take them back home. So that's one of the practice that Coforge follows. Apart from that, we have some mandated programs, which talks about unconscious biasness, and it emphasizes and talks about specifically post-maternity biasness that female faces, while working in an organization. Apart from that, we have a program called allyship. So that program doesn't restrict any employee, be it male or female, to come and talk about their experiences. We talk about females, but I think even a male, a father, also undergo a set of experiences. So, they also come talk to the new moms and share their experience. So that's another program which Coforge runs. One more very nice initiative which Coforge has recently taken, which is called I Am Remarkable. So that's the initiative name, and it is a Google initiative program. An external person comes, talks about, and it's specifically, it's there to give training, impart training, focusing on mitigating the unconsciousness that exist in the system, because it's important that a female, when being in the system, the kind of biasness that she faces, I think a lot needs to be changed people who are surrounding her. So these are few important campaigns that we run. Like Pooja Singh mentioned, that she has a leadership team, who also share their experiences. We also have another program wherein our senior leadership team is part of it, especially the female ones. They share their journey, how they have still been able to manage all the challenges in the system and grown to that level. I think that has really helped to provide a lot of satisfaction and counseling to the existing new moms.
Wonderful. Thank you for elaborating it very well, Pooja Sharma. I think and it's great to know that these initiatives are gender agnostic across organizations today, because, and I'm going to double click on that allyship aspect as we move with our set of questions, because I think you cannot have, the motherhood journey relegated to just a group of mothers. I think then the mommy track is going to become a reality we are never going to be able to manage, right? Because it exists in isolation, and all the elements that we talked about is not going to come into play. So when I heard all of you speak about guilt, I think the other G that occurred to me was grace. So it's all about the fact that as mothers, it's also important that we give ourselves that grace through the journey, lean on to the support, avail policies, practices that the organization provides, and ensure that we keep at it a day at a time. Beautifully said. Thank you, all of you, for your responses. I move on to my next question. I strongly believe motherhood is a great teacher, and it, in fact, is a mini leadership development program in itself, because so many superpowers. I heard one of you speak about the superpower aspect, right? So while none of us want to be that super woman, and the idea is not to do it all, I think all of us have some superpowers latent in us, which motherhood helps discover. I am going to ask each of you to list at least 2 learnings that motherhood has gifted you with, which has helped your profile as a leader. Can I request Pooja Singh to go first?
Sure, why not? I guess all of you will agree with me. The first and foremost is time management. So, time management is something which I believed in and I learned after becoming a mother. Because just when I became a mother, it was all so haphazard for me, doing all the things which I wasn't supposed to do prior to that. And I had to juggle between so many of them. I had to make a list of things I had to prioritize in a day, you know, before moving to the next day. So, time management is something which I learned from the motherhood really hard. And that's what helped me, replicate the same in my career. So, when you have lots of things on your calendar, it is obvious for you to kind of bring this thing into your habit. And I think it helped a lot in my work as well. So, one says that do the hardest thing of your day first. That will make your day fall in easy. So that's what that are minute things which I have learned in terms of how to manage time and all, Then once you do the hard things first and your day, ends up really well, really easy, and the easiest things you can manage at the later part of the day. One is that. Second is adaptability, I guess. So it's a different, I would say it is a different life for us after becoming a mother. Our previous life, it changes completely. All those quality times, all those good things, all those enjoyments we were having before becoming a mother. I'm not saying we put a stop to it or, the family tries to put a stop to it. We ourselves try to then do it in a way that we make it more, uh, quality, uh, from a quality perspective rather than trying to do it from it in a planned demand, right? So I think we adapt a lot when we are able to easily adapt to motherhood. I guess that also resonates on how we do our work. Being adaptable there also becomes easy. Having that patience in yourself, it develops on its own, and dealing with things becomes easier. So I think these are two big things which have I have been able to imbibe in my life and has made my life easier. Thank you.
So true, Pooja. I think managing uncertainty, or what we call VUCA, I think the fact that we become that much more adaptable, right? Very beautifully said. Setu, what's your take on this? What have been your key learnings?
I think patience, patience, patience. That is very important. Being very calm and composed is something you kind of learn it after you have a very small human being coming to your life. And that really you can replicate it after that your professional journey as well. I think that's something every one of us, I'm sure every mother have gone through it. And it's easily, like Pooja has said, that we can adapt to the professional journey as well. Very important thing, other thing I could think of is resilience, because every day is very different. Because from the time you become a mother, because I'm a mother for two kids right now. The elder one is 9 year old and just turning 9 year old tomorrow, and my younger one is 3 year old. So going through that journey, and every day is very different. Dealing with different age group is also a challenging situation, because I remember you're talking about dealing with a teenager, right? So resilience would really help you to tackle these situations, and it you just can replicate it to your professional journey as well. Something I could recollect from Anju's conversation beginning is negotiation. Why I picked up that point is all of us have to do a lot of negotiation in your daily life multiple times. In a single day, you have to go through multiple kind of negotiations with your little ones. At the end of the day, whether you win it or not, but that's something you have to deal with it. It is really important from the journey I'm doing it, because I'm a TA professional and I do a lot of negotiations with the candidates. So it all of these things I can relate it to my personal journey and my professional journey. And after being a mother, I think that has helped me to handle all of this beautifully, is what I personally feel.
More power to you, Setu. Thanks for reminding us that it's all interconnected, right? It's always about connecting the dots and see how the beautiful picture emerges. Thanks for letting us know. Pooja Sharma, I come over to you on your key learnings that motherhood has gifted you with.
Yeah, sure, Anju. I think what Pooja, Singh, and Setu said, I think we all can relate it so much. And with that, I think I can add a couple of more points. I think I have become quick and decisive. Um, uh, I think one can make decision and own it. I think that is one thing that I strongly feel that earlier it was like even if I've taken a decision, my decision could, I could change my decision taking advices from others. But I think now, um, with the experience, after handling kids, I think I've understood that it's important to own it. Your decisions really matter. It's an invaluable skill, Anju, which uh, I think is often overlooked in the workplace. Uh, Being able to be quick, honest decisions about how to respond, what next step take, whether uh, this meeting, whatever meeting we have during the day, is it really relevant? Can we skip it? Uh, it means maybe giving more time to any other project you have in hand. So I think decision making is a skill which I would definitely like to say that I have really improved on that. And I really feel that that is one of the skill which I have actually adapted after becoming a mother. Second, like Setu said, negotiation. You also mentioned during the start of a conversation. I think um, I have become a pro in negotiating more because when your kids are small, and you're trying to give your kid one more bite. I think everybody would have experienced that, right? Your kid says no, and you want to still try to see, to give one more bite to your kid. And that's one of the aspect of negotiation. And like Setu mentioned also into talent acquisition, our daily job is to negotiate. I think I've become a better negotiator, after experiencing motherhood. Also, just not about candidate negotiation, just want to add what Setu said. Um, Also, there are a lot of agreements that happens while you're working in the system with your colleagues, with your team members. You have to allocate some work. There could be a resistance from the other side. But I think this a quality that develop after becoming a mother, a negotiation skill, helps you in each aspect of your career. So I think that's another aspect that I would like to add. And prioritizing and reprioritizing.
Yeah.
You prioritize your work, but then you think again, and you get going yourself to find the best decision, and you may reprioritize your stuff. I think that's another art that I've learned after becoming a mother.
Wonderful, wonderful. So many learnings that all of us have had. I'll add two of mine also to the kitty. I think the first one is the art of listening. Right. So, as parents, I'm also a mother of two, a recently turned teen and a girl who's 9. So, the fact that, we hear constant complaints that we don't listen enough, mama is always busy with office and all of that. So, finally, we kind of entered into a contract of sorts that every Saturday I'm going to host a listening hour. So, everything that was not discussed through the week, please write it down if mama was not available during the week, and we discuss it that Saturday, right? So, and I think I've been organically doing it with the team because we have our weekly review meetings with the team, and we ensure that as managers we do those one-on-ones with team members so that we listen. But somewhere I think it is because as mothers we are wired to listen. We are supposed to be listening to the little ones. So that was one big learning for me. And the second second is the power of appreciation. I think that's a very undermined one for adults. We think, oh, we are all adults. We no longer need appreciation. Recognition, rewards, okay, they are macro things that happen during particular milestones, but appreciation is an everyday thing, right? So when we do that constantly with the kids, we see them flourish. And when we apply it to work, we also start getting a lot more of appreciation. I've seen that happen. You give compliments, you tend to receive them, which are not fake, which are authentic, which are true, which truly make you feel good on a day-to-day basis. So thank you for beautifully sharing those points, all three of you. My next question, and any conversation around, not being mommy tracked cannot not touch upon the aspects of physical and mental well-being, right? So even when we focus on the entire integration part of it and ensure that, we are pumped to pursue our careers very powerfully, intentionally, how do we ensure that the physical and mental well-being aspect is not ignored by each one of us? Pooja Singh, I would request you to take this first.
Sure. Um, this is a very, very important and essential question, I suppose. And I think during our journeys as women leaders and in our careers, being mothers, I think there would be a phase in our life, in all the women's lives who are mothers, where they would feel completely exhausted. Not thinking of not wanting to go to work the next day because their plate was full the other day. You know, self care is so important. I have learned at a hard time. Earlier, I just wanted to tick my tasks, you know, ensuring that everything for the entire day should be done. Because what? This is my responsibility. I always focused of all those things to be my responsibility. I don't know how I tagged it under my name, but that is what I used to think. But then slowly and gradually, when I developed this one little fault in my well-being, and that is the time when I realized that I am not supposed to do that. And I'm supposed to be taking care of myself also. Being a mother, being a parent doesn't mean you have lost your own individuality. Like I used to take care of myself before being a mother, I should be continuing with that, because being a mother doesn't mean that I don't have to be responsible for the others in my family. That also continues, right? So self-care is so important. Spend quality time for yourself. Prioritize your activities or your responsibilities in a manner that you are able to take out some time for yourself. Making sure that you are healthy, making sure that you are doing things which you like to do, right? And to do that, the very primary thing is to set boundaries. So you have to set boundaries, whether it is at your home or it is at work. So when we go to work, again, the same thing happens. We have some set of responsibilities at home. The same applies at our work also, right? We we start our day and we are, there is a bombardment of emails in our inbox, and then we prioritize. But it is not necessary that we do everything or complete everything on the same day. And sometimes when you have to say no, please do that. That's very, very essential. Like I remember Pooja said, there's a meeting that pops up in a day. So, do you think you are required in that meeting? You will have a lot of meetings in your calendar, but are you necessarily required to be a part of meeting? That you need to decide and then say no. So, trying and making things easier for you that way and taking care of yourself, I think that is the one and most important thing that a women should realize about themselves, to make their lives easier and to become fit and healthy and to continue in that manner.
Absolutely, Pooja. I think boundaries, a very, very crucial, important term that you touched upon. We can host a whole discussion around it sometime, I hope. I come over to you, Setu, with your take on this.
I think I completely agree to what Pooja just said right now. And I think taking care of self is very, very important. It has a rippling effect. The moment you're happy, you are able to pass on that happiness across, among your family members. The moment you start taking up a lot of things, like how Pooja has mentioned, that these are the 10 things I need to do. And if I try to do all of that, I will obviously get exhausted. The moment I'm exhausted, I don't have the time and energy for my kids, my family, and everyone around me. But there is a lot of dependency on them as well, that they want my support as well. So prioritizing is very important, and very, very important. There's nothing wrong in taking care of yourself, having a time for yourself, which means it's just that you're sitting and just having just watching your favorite series, or just having a sip of a coffee, whichever gives you that self-care, or just going out for a shopping. Please feel free to do that, because that's really important. And you can do all of that unless when you have a support system. No harm in asking for a help. Unless and until you don't ask for it, you don't get it. It's like you say, right? Only the crying baby gets the milk. Please ask for a support, because when you have the support system around you, you seek for that support, things go in the right manner. You will be in a much better position to handle the situation, both professionally and personally, which will have an impact both in your family and in your team as well. So it's very, very important that we seek support within the family, within the team. Very important for us to have that self-care and support system.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sethu, for adding that element. Over to you, Pooja.
Sure, thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I think both of them rightly covered most of it. We women, I think we face unique challenges. You know, the stressor of daily life, hormonal changes. You know, once we become mother, the societal pressure. I think that all takes a toll on our well-being. So I think it's very, very important that we should prioritize, like Pooja and Setu mentioned. It is very important to prioritize and address these aspects. Very, very important. I think the social connection plays a vital role in women's overall health. Uh, Building a supportive network rosters the emotional well-being, and it provides a sense of belonging. It's like having your own cheerleading squad. They lift you, they provide encouragement, they help you navigate life's ups and downs. So I think it's very, very important to have a very supportive surroundings, people, family, and our kids imbibe gender norms. And when they see how the relationship works, between your spouse, between your parents, your in-laws, I think it all, after as early as 2 years of age, I think they start understanding it. For them, they perceive the dynamics between their parents and their surroundings to make a conclusion about a wider world. So I think it's very, very important that we should have the right surrounding. If not, then we should make it right. And the pressure should not be only on female. I think it's about uh, the spouse, the family, and the corporate world. Very, very important. I think somewhere we are missing the corporate world, which I think, like I said, we should not leave our career aspirations, the work flexibility, the co-worker support, supportive supervisor, um, and of course, family. I think all this constitute towards our well-being. Just to add, Coforge is celebrating a workforce Wednesday wellness program every week. Every Wednesday they celebrate this. This basically promotes and encourages the habits and practices that contributes to the overall health and well-being of females. So I think, it creates a self-awareness about the importance of taking care of one's body, mind, and the soul. So, it provides practical tips. It provides the resources to the individual whenever there is a need.
Absolutely, absolutely, Pooja. I think the collective responsibility aspect is something that I hear loud and clear.
Right.
I'm sorry, I wish we could have continued this conversation
Sure.
for another hour or so. You put four mothers in a group, ask them to discuss mommy track. They're going to need at least 3-4 hours to talk about their experiences. But that's all the time that we have. Thank you, Sethu, Pooja Singh, and Pooja Sharma for joining us today in this conversation. It was a very endearing one, as I mentioned, a very heartwarming one. And a stark reminder to all women listening into this, the fact that the track is your own and you are the hero of your journey, right? So it's your race to run, your milestones to determine. More power to each one of us, all the very best to everyone on this pursuit of intentional and purposeful careers. With that, I hand the floor back to Mitra. Thank you so much, panelists, once again.
Thank you, Anju. Thank you for moderating the session so gracefully. And thank you, panelists, Pooja Singh, Pooja Sharma, and Sethulekshmi. Thank you all for drawing upon your lives and your stories to give us this rich insight. It was wonderful to hear how much you all navigated so beautifully, and how you navigated such a complex feeling as guilt. It's also lovely to see how much you enjoy motherhood and how it can actually teach you skills that help you with your careers. So, thank you for your insights, and also for your insights on the importance of time management, the importance of composure and patience, and the importance of being decisive and owning that decision. So, this was really compelling and inspiring to listen to. And on that note,